In this project, we're going to use Rhino, a 3D modeling program, and we're going to use it in kind of a unique way. We're going to use it inside of Revit. Rhino is a great modeling tool for creating curvilinear shapes, and it has a great plugin called Grasshopper, which is similar to Dynamo but much more advanced, with a lot of participation in the design community for all kinds of exciting evaluations you might want to do, from generative design to wind speed analysis to solar gain, to heat loss calculations, to advanced structural concepts. So it's a really powerful tool with a lot of exciting and free tools that you can use. And so the way for us to get started with this is to first download Rhino, and then we're going to install a plugin. And so I want to just take a minute and kind of describe that process again. You're maybe using some different words here. So what I've done is I've created a screenshot that shows Revit. Inside of it, I show Rhino, the working space, the 4 windows that we have here. And then I've also opened Grasshopper, which is, as I said, the Dynamo type working environment for computational programming. And this is kind of indicative or kind of structurally, graphically about how the system works. Once we start up Revit and we activate Rhino, it will run inside of what's called the memory space of Revit, so it'll be very tightly integrated, and so will Grasshopper. It'll all work in one unison. And so anything that you do in Rhino that you want to appear in Revit, you can dynamically completely update it. So you make a change in Rhino, it'll automatically be updated in Revit. And the power here of using both of these tools is to take advantage of which software has the stronger feature. So in this case, you may want to design a curvilinear surface or do a complex wind analysis in Grasshopper, and then be able to import and or use the model that exist in Revit. And then with Revit, you have all of the features of a BIM modeling tool for creating documentation and other kinds of reporting functions. So in order to get started with this whole process, the first thing we need to do is install Rhino3d. And we'll do that by going to the website. And if you look over here on the right, I have indicated there's a download page. And if you go to that download page, and this changes from year to year, but this year they seem to be offering a full 90-day working version so that you can try it out. And since that will fit in within the time scale of our course, that's a great way to do it. For those of you who may want to have a longer term use of it, especially if you're thinking about it for thesis projects continuing into next semester, you can download it. You can still download it that way, but the way you can actually buy more time with it is to use what's available to you at Alfred State College, and that's a zoo license. A zoo license means it's just a term that McNeil uses for their Rhino licensing product, but it means that anywhere you log on, you can log on with your Alfred State ID, and we have a license seat for 30 people, so that would make it available to you for any time, as long as we don't have more than 30 people on. And I've rarely seen, I think, more than myself and somebody else or another 2 people using this license, so you really should have no problems getting access to Rhino. So with that said, in the next clip, we'll look at the other part of this installation, and that is the plugin for Rhino inside of Revit.